Jared, you've been playing a game that I am excited to learn more about. I have not played a ton of this, which is to say I played zero. I just keep hearing a lot about it, and it makes me want to play it, but it sounds so strange and sort of overwhelming in some ways, where it's just like the most stressful game, Undertale.
No, okay, there's people are talking about what's hidden in Undertale, but just sitting down and playing Undertale is the easiest thing in the world. It's super self-explanatory. I mean, it's fundamentally a turn-based RPG with some neat twists and some really cool under the table mechanics that affect the storytelling. It looks like if Earthbound and Megaten had a baby, and then that baby got flushed through MS Paint, you would have Undertale, which is, according to its designer, apparently the art was done in Paint, the design in Game Maker largely.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a neat, whimsical, dark, happy, and really funny classic style RPG with a lot of clever puzzles and plot twists. But what's really getting people talking about Undertale is that Undertale watches and Undertale remembers. If you alter things in the game, your actions, your every action, often the most innocuous actions, end up having repercussions. And those repercussions extend into your playthrough. But if you do things like, say, go back and start a new game, Undertale still knows. And the choices you made in one place in some situations affect what you did in other places. That's the part that's gotten people talking. Now, there's also a lot of really innovative stuff in it. It's adorable. Like I said, it is laugh out loud funny.
So what's something that like I can do in one game that if I say, oh, I messed up and I want to go start another game, what is something that would carry over?
I'm glad you asked. So anybody listening to this, I am going to spoil. I think the best illustration is a spoiler. So listeners, watchers, next 90 seconds, if you don't want to know, I cleared this with Mitch before the show. So there's a genocidal path you can take through the game where you kill everything in the world. And if you do this path, you can, apparently at the end, you can team up with the bad guy and help destroy the world.
Cool.
You destroy the universe. You're like, okay, I got that ending. So you go back to start the game because there's multiple endings. You want to play again and try something different. And you start the game up, and there's a black screen and the sound of wind.
Because the universe has been destroyed.
You destroyed the universe.
Right.
And so it's just they're gone. And if you sit and wait for 10 minutes, a menu pops up. And it's like, hey, if you really want to play again, you can, but it'll cost you your soul. And if you agree, then you start another game. But that affects the next playthrough, too, because you don't have a soul anymore. And it's just that kind of stuff. But there's also all these littler examples. So, spoiler territory over, back to the safety again.
We're safe.
Yeah, there's neat stuff. We're back to safety. You can listen again, spoiler over. Then other neat little things there, like you don't have to kill anybody. You can go through the game making friends with or negotiating with all the enemies you encounter, and you can find ways to make that work, and they're kind of logical ways. The combat system, there's a little heart at the bottom of the screen in a standard RPG battle window, and you're effectively doing bullet hell shooter dodges against little patterns coming in with your controls, and if you evade everything, you dodge the attack or you succeed. It's just really innovative and a little different than anything else I've ever played.
It's one of those games that, as you describe it, I'm like, literally, how does this exist?
Yeah, it's
great. So weird. Like, obviously, nobody would ever publish this. Obviously, this is like one of those gem of an indie game that you'll really only ever see on PC.
It reminds me of, if you've ever played Space Funeral.
I have not.
Okay, so Space Funeral was this, I think it was actually made an RPG Maker of all things a few years ago. And it was just kind of weird, like if Acid Jazz were a role-playing game, it would be Space Funeral. It didn't make any sense, and it wasn't all that well balanced, but it was hilarious. This is like a really fleshed out, thought out version of Space Funeral. It has problems. It has a lot of problems, frankly. But the joy, the mirth, and the innovation far exceeds the criticisms I would have of the game. This is a really solid game that people should play.
That's all? That's you?
Yeah, that's what I can say about that game.
And where can they play it?
They can play this game on the PC. It's on Steam Greenlight, and you can also...
Okay, because what you described sounds like an itch.io game.
It's on Greenlight. I grabbed my copy through Steam.
It's on the Steam.
The Steam. Yeah. So. Cool. I really love when games do that. It's like the Rossetti the Mole thing in Animal Crossing to a weirder, more messed up degree, where it's aware of everything you're doing, and I think... I would love to see more of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and beyond the gimmick. And that's not just a gimmick. I mean, the save file stuff's really cool. Having a choice that makes it matter. But just a straight play through where you never caught on to the fact any of this was going on is still great.
Now you've ruined it for everybody by telling us all the stuff that happens.
No, just that one thing. So
How long is it? There's a lot of stuff that happens. But
there's no answer.
Okay.
I honestly don't know.
A vague multiple hours.
A vague amount of time.
I've heard it's not super long.
No, well, again, but it encourages multiple playthroughs, so that's why I'm having trouble giving a straight answer on this. I don't.
Okay. Fair enough. Check that out. Game seems awesome.